Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this very special Christmassy episode of Nerds of the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Stevie B, and I always know when you're going to get agitated about it, so I do it on purpose.
I know.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
I am, of course, Stevie B, and alongside me today is...
Beth.
Showtime. And Trex.
did you put that on your glasses on purpose?
Not really, but it's because the top of the eggnog is so thick, I have to go stop.
Well, you do like thick things. So, this also includes, I actually have a family recipe eggnog, and it'll get you drunk. I was doing the measurements for the liquor, and Showtime was like, yeah, I got like the actual, like...
Measurement for what? How many pints are in a liter?
Yeah.
His Siri was like, 2.11 ounces. He was like, oh. Pour. I was like, that is not 2.11 ounces.
It wasn't it was 2.11 liters are in...
Pints.
2.11 pints are in 1 liter. And it required 1 pint.
So he poured the rest of the liter in there. Logic.
So it might
So
have
good, though.
It might have a little bit more liquor than the recipe required, but I mean, it's up to you, really. My dad always said, with the liquor amount, it's up to you. And if you're gonna drink eggnog, you get drunk. Beth refused to drink it.
My glasses are getting more eggnog than me.
Because she's got to go to Lowe's. You know.
I've got to swim today.
Heather's already finished the class.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
And apparently, as I was told, I have nothing to do today.
I didn't say that. Okay.
As it was
Except-
implied.
Clean the eggnog off his glasses with his tongue. Watch this, everyone. He already did it
See,
once.
now
The best part is everybody's seeing you without your glasses on.
they've seen me before, because remember, I broke
like
these
a little-
on the show.
A little
look kinda
beady-eyed
Asian.
shark.
Do you not like that?
It's the first time being called Asian, I'll tell you that.
The difference between Clark Kent and Superman.
Asian Clark.
No. We have a pretty big episode where our topic for the day is going to be nerdy, our favorite nerdy Christmases and Christmas items and things like that. Beth apparently brought a game for us to play, so we're going to play that game. And me and Showtime have a couple of stories that's happened to us over the... Showtime has a pretty funny World of Warcraft story to tell. So...
Oh, the one about the RPer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to start off? Let's start off with that. Let's hear your role playing story.
Okay. So anyway, you know how in World of Warcraft there's PvP servers, PvE, that's player versus player, player versus environment, and then there's RP, which is usually player versus environment. But you like pretend you're your actual character, like your character has a story and stuff like that. And
Can you explain a little more for Beth? Because Beth shouldn't play.
Player versus player would be me versus Steve. Player versus environment would be me and Steve versus a computer character, and like dungeons and raids and whatnot. And then RP is where we do player versus environment, but like we actually follow the story of World of Warcraft or our own little story we made up.
They're like servers. Like you can join a PvP server where anybody can attack anybody at any time. The PvE servers, you have to
flag yourself to do
turn
that.
yourself on for PvP. If not, they can just hang around you and harass you, but they can't attack you. And then role playing are PvE servers, but like you're supposed to be in character the whole time. Like if we're playing a warrior, you got to be like, "Thou shalt come with me, so we can smite the dragon." Like that's how they want you to play.
So I'm still getting used to how the new World of Warcraft systems work, and it's not that bad. It's just I'm not used to my healers not having as much, magic power as they're supposed to. I wanted to call it mana, yeah. But so this person, I'm watching their mana go up and down, and we're at a pretty good level for a trash pool is where you don't pull a boss or something like that. You just pull like little regular guys and you kill them. It's usually easy, and you don't need that much mana to heal it, especially if you're a good tank. Like, oh yeah. Anyway, so I pull a group of people. We kill them, and this little rogue had gotten put into our group, and he starts talking like as if it was a public service announcement. I just thought he was one of those guys. Some people are like that. They're usually people who are really good at conducting raids and dungeons and letting everyone know how to do stuff so that it's successful. It's usually great. Then he says, "And don't fucking pull the boss unless the healer has full mana, you fucking idiot of a tank." And everyone was like, "Whoa, dude, you have to yell at him. I mean, you can tell him, please slow down." And I was going a little bit fast, but I was like, I was like,
He's used to me, and I just let him go, and I'm able to keep up.
But I typed. I was like, okay. And everyone else was like, dude, yeah, you can come down. He's like, oh, no, I wasn't actually mad at him. I was just playing my character, you see. And he like gave us like the big, long description of his character. And he's like, yeah, I'm basically just a little ball of pent-up rage. That's how all our heroes are. And then everyone was like, well, it's a little much, bro. And then all of a sudden, like, all these little, the little arrow that means ditto, like what he said, like everyone else put that in the group except for him. Like, yeah, man, you just need to calm the F down. Man. There's some people that just take it way too far. And if you're going to do, like, looking for group in that game, which is where it pulls people who are trying to do a dungeon from all the servers ever, that's how we got him on ours. Like, you should know, okay, time to turn off my role-playing sense and be a normal human being. But not to say that our peers are normal human beings, but when you're playing your little gnome character, you're a gnome being.
They're not.
Well,
It's kind of a little much.
Those RP servers are weird.
Cross-server queuing for stuff like that. You're in our play, like, that thing is cool on an RP server.
Yeah, that's when you can go to the Goldshire Inn and, like, have as much cyber sex as you want to.
Well, all right.
He's not lying.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna lie. In my younger, more immature days, I used to make characters on RP servers just to go to, like, the main city and yell stuff that shouldn't be yelled.
Oh, you're that guy.
In an RP server. And, like, I make my character, his name would be, like, Stevie B Pone. And, and if you put Pone in your name on an RP server, you instantly get hated. Like, cause that...
Mine was Rampleponage for a while.
So, Pone is perfect for a PvP server.
Now I'm Freud Nip Slip, like a Freudian slip, but it's a Freudian nipple slip.
Are you still on this? Okay. Showtime and I also went to we had a bachelor party last night, so that was fun. It was a
sparkle teenies.
it was a very nerdy bachelor party. We ended the night with a nice game of Zombie Munchkins.
What is that?
Zombie Munchkins. Yeah, you probably have fun playing it. You ever played Munchkins before?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well,
There's a Cthulhu version, so we thought you would love it.
it's essentially like the zombie version is you're a zombie and you fight humans, and you can team up with the people playing, or you can go against them, and you just have to get to level 10. And you can de-level, you can level up, and you can make other players de-level, you can make other players level up with, like, curse cards and stuff. It's really, really complicated at first, but then it just snaps after, like, 10 minutes
Once
of
you
playing.
hit, like, level 3, you're like, okay, I get it.
You get, and it gets to be a lot of fun, and it's very competitive, because you can like essentially team up until the very end, where it's like you help each other level up to 9 or 10, and then it's kind of like, because there's 4 of us playing, and 3 of us got to level 9, and then it was just, and there's this card, and I think I've talked about this card to use before. We might have talked about Munchkin Zombies, but that there's card to use where it's like if someone's playing and fighting a zombie or fighting a human and they're gonna lose, then you can ask for help, and if that person, there's a card that if that person helps you
Or allows you to help them.
right, they get a level, you don't get a level, and it can also be the winning level. And if they play that card at the end. So, like, that's how you can win. You can help the person, and you're like, but you're going to help me get to level 10. But it doesn't have to be to level 10. I read that card again. It can be get to any level. So, like, if you're level 9 and you help somebody get a level, you play that card, boom, level 10, you won the game.
Steve did it to me one time.
Yeah, he thought he was going to win the game. He's like, you're really going to help me win? I was like, yeah. And the worst part is that the groom's brother was there, and it almost happened to Steven again, or to Showtime again. It was so close to happening again. He's like, you really just
it might have worked if he had not previously said,
yeah.
Well, I have this card where I can help, I can get the level instead of the other person. I remembered that, but it took me a little while to, like, catch on to what he was really trying to do. But I knew subconsciously, like, there's something wrong about this. I need to find another way to beat this guy. I don't need to ask for help. And then I was like, wait a second. No, you have that card. He was like, no, is lying aloud in the game.
The point is that if a level 9 offers to help, you just tell them, no, I got it. I'd rather just lose. So it's a really fun game. And if someone might get a deck for Christmas, I don't know. And then we can all play together. So, and we'll try it out.
Last time I think Munchkin was played was when we went to Heroes Con last year.
Yeah.
That's
For
what
Eric.
Hey, you got some white stuff in your beard.
I know. I'm at the thick part.
That's his favorite part.
And yeah, it's just not. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking. You know what? Screw it.
So
I'm
what
having
about
to
this-
force it out because it's not coming out right.
That's a poop joke.
Okay, that's all. It's really. I mean, I've been playing the new Star Wars: The Old Republic expansion came out. The Shadows of Revan. Revan's come back, and that's fun to play. I really like what they've done with flashpoints. I don't know if I've talked to this about it or not on the podcast. I know I've talked to Showtime about it, but they've added this thing called tactical flashpoints, and they're like dungeons if you're playing WoW, and it's great because they don't require a healer, DPS, and tank.
Oh, it's a rollless thing.
You can literally go with 4 DPS. 4 DPS is kind of a pain in the butt, but every time you have a monster, there's like, or a boss, there's back to tanks and stuff, and so that's what heals you. If you don't have a healer, you just have to run the back to tanks and you get heals, and the bosses aren't as difficult. It definitely makes queuing a lot better.
Yeah, DCUO did that as well. They have a rollless buff system where if you have 4 DPS, to heal yourself, you hold block and you heal faster, your power gets back. So I definitely get it, and it does make the queues a lot faster, but like you said, it does become hectic.
And another thing they did is that there was like a prelude Flashpoint storyline that led up to this expansion, and so if you hadn't done that, you could run those Flashpoints in solo mode, and they gave you like a third character that, because you have your companion in Star Wars: The Old Republic. So Zordon needs me. You have your companion, and and it filled the role that's missing. Like if you're a DPS, you had a heals, it tanked for you, and so you could do those. I think it was 4 flashpoints, and they were fairly quick, so you could get the story for what's about to happen in Shadows of Revan. So I thought that was really cool. I did that, and they give you really, really good armor to help you on the 2 new planets. They're kind of like starter armor for the new planets.
Yeah.
I got really mad because the armor all changes, and that's the most confusing me in any MMO, not just Star Wars. Like I'm playing World of Warcraft, is armor, dude. Like when you get like marks or whatever for armor, I have no idea where to go. What made me pick armor in DCO is the Superman symbol. I was like, I want to wear that Superman symbol on my chest, so I'm picking that one. I don't even know if it helps me now or not. So I don't know, but.
Yeah.
This armor was given to me specifically related to my class. They gave me one piece, and I knew that's what I'm supposed to use because the game said so.
The best part about DCO is, like, one thing I really like with DCO is the armor system, where you could, even if you didn't want to use that piece of armor, you still unlock what it looked like.
The style, yeah.
If you liked what
That
it
was
looked like,
really
you
cool.
could. And now World of Warcraft has that. It's called transmogrification. So you can go back and run all the old dungeons and get all your old gear, and then you can go to one of those transmogrifiers, or whatever I think is what they're called.
Yep.
And then you just put the item in the slot. Pay a small amount of money, and then
The sad thing is you have to keep it in your bank. You have to keep the actual item.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but yeah, then you can go buy other, like, there's, if you get this the Dwarven Bunker, it gives you a certain set. Like you can buy the Stormwind Guard outfit. You can buy this like Black
That's
Rock
cool.
stuff. Like it's really cool. Like what they allowed you to do now. I don't understand. Like, we have our other tank. He loves the Stormwind Guard outfit. So like there's like I still am of the belief that the whole purpose of MMOs is to have the coolest shoulder pads. So there's all these awesome shoulder pads out there, and he just wants these small little like ones from vanilla WoW. That's the first version of World of Warcraft. There's little plain ones, and I've got these like spikes on mine, and like they're triple layered. They go over my head.
The size bigger than your head, just huge things.
I'm like, yeah, I got these shoulder pads. I'm like,
That's the cool thing about being a tank. It's like tanks have the best huge shoulder pads.
yeah. I just remember still the Paladin has the record of having the largest shoulder pads because of the banana ones, the judgment ones, and then just like these 2 huge. Like, it's supposed to be like wings, but they looked like bananas because they were yellow. And still, my favorite set of armor though is the Paladin's Judgment set, where he had the
From Molten
books.
Core, right?
Yeah, he had the books on his side.
Yep.
That like, or one was an eagle and one was a book, and it was just it was bad. It was so awesome. I saw somebody running in it the other day. I was like, oh, badass. But anyway, so this game you have to play.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Beth brought us a game. Let's hear it, Beth.
Heather played it at work, and her answers were awesome.
Oh, good. Oh, God.
Okay, I got it right.
Oh, it's a word game.
Yes.
I don't read.
Oh, we have to write stuff down?
No, I'm writing y'all's answers down so you can't change them.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So I was listening to the Nerdist podcast, and Chris Hardwick was interviewing Lauren Cohen, who plays Maggie on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And she played this
Maggie.
game with him, and it's awesome.
Love it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you his answers for examples. First question is, of all the animals in the world, which one is most like you and why? and he chose an otter because it's cute, cuddly, and sweet.
That sounds like a Chris answer.
Okay,
Well, Steve's a bear.
That's
in the gay community, and
It's most like me and why? I don't know. I'd have to go with a bear.
I told you.
I'm gonna go with a bear because they can be cuddly if they're trained well, but most of the time they just have fits of rage.
That's Steve.
Is that funny over there, Heather? Are you giggling over there?
Okay.
Why? Because you know it's true.
Your Showtime?
I almost feel like
One of my
Dol-
friends answered bear too. His
I almost think like, why am I thinking dolphin for some reason?
I'm thinking duck.
Because you have-
do dolphins like sometimes be a dick to people and like mess with them?
Yeah.
I
No,
think
but
Yeah.
dolphins are the only. Yeah, dolphins.
Flipper's not okay all the time.
yeah.
They also have. Gay
They're
relations.
intelligent, but they can be like really mean.
I think that's what I am.
A dolphin. All right.
A smaller male dolphin and like humped him for fun. And he was trying to go up and get air and he couldn't because they were being dicks.
They also kill baby dolphins. Like they
Oh.
just toss them around in the air.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I wouldn't do that to a child, but
You
But
do it to a
baby
dolphin?
I do it too.
okay. Your answer?
I don't really know what my. I guess.
koala bear. They're always in a state of high, and if he doesn't have that,
What's the reasoning behind the dolphin?
I don't know. It just came to my mind. It seemed
They're
like
intelligent and
smart.
they can be mean.
It's because you just got a job as a lifeguard. That's all.
Yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. No, I wasn't thinking that, but
Mine would probably actually just be a tiger, kind of alone.
Alone.
He's a solo hunter, and actually I go with the Siberian tiger because they're actually my favorite.
Okay.
Because they are also white and black.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me write that down.
Dun, dun,
Showtime gets
dun,
me.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
The next question is, what is your favorite domestic animal and why? And he chose a dog because it's friendly, loyal, easy to please, and also wants to please. Your answer.
Chris is a lot of pleasing.
Heather's was a cat.
I think I'm gonna go with Kitty too. I like Kitty because they're.
Because you're a big old. Never mind. That is the second time you have walked into that joke. By the way.
Dogs require attention. Cats don't necessarily require attention. They just sometimes maybe want your attention when you don't want it.
Yeah.
I like to be able just to leave it alone unless I want to be cuddled. You might go get a kitty today.
Okay. Your answer?
I mean, I want to say dog too, just because they're always excited to like see you, or usually excited to see you unless you beat them, and then they're funny and cute. I don't know. I love Maggie. So.
Yeah.
I know what Trex's answer is going to be. A goldfish. We made a joke. I said, Trex, you want to take some eggnog home? And he was like, no, man, I can't drink alone. And Heather goes, well, buy a fish. So you can drink with the fish.
Actually, my favorite domesticated animal I got from my friend Jason, because he had two of them, is actually a ferret.
I was almost gonna go ferret too, but
Yeah.
I was like, is that
Ferret
counts
that
as
ran away.
But without the stink gland.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the stink gland has to be removed.
Yeah.
It's so
I
bad.
thought ferrets smelled good. I don't know why.
He used to pick his ferret up and go,
I have a ferret.
They're just so energetic and fun to play with. They really are. Just, dogs are hyper active and everything, but when you have a ferret, like, you want fun.
I remember that time Colonel came walking in my dad's room with, or my parents' room with like Harry hanging off of her lip, and she was like, Harry was just being a dick. And they're long, so he was like dragging on the floor as she was coming in.
Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite food and why?
Oh God.
And he chose pizza because it can be made many different ways and it's almost always good.
Seriously, Chris is like awesome.
yeah, I mean, my favorite food is definitely pizza. I still Chris's. I mean, Trex is gonna have the same answer. Like,
I
me and him
I
are both
can't.
right there on pizza.
Don't worry, I'm not.
I wonder if the majority of guys like pizza.
Well, I mean, I literally could have pizza every night of the week and it would not even bother me.
That's true. I
Can I
mean,
tell you
it's-
my answer to it, Heather?
No, what was it?
I'll tell you when we reveal what these mean. Okay, what's your favorite
Chicken
food?
wings, because the
He
same
does love
reason.
chicken wings. Yeah.
I love them so much
Why?
because they can be made different ways, and I don't know, they're so good. They're good with wing chips. They're good with beer.
He likes
They're
to
good with
stick
celery and vegetables.
They are a good side
with
item.
Everything.
He likes to stick little things in his mouth over and over again.
Is that what it is?
Okay, and the last
I
one.
keep them in one bite, by the way.
Oh.
That probably didn't help my situation.
Okay, the last question's kind of hard to explain, but essentially when you go into a room, what's the first thing you want to see or what's the first thing you notice? And his was, he looks for a chair by the fire because it's warm and cozy, and he looks for exits just in case.
Steve's going to be a bunch of naked dudes.
Yeah. What's the first thing I look for when
Or what do you want to be in the room, like if you were going to be in a room?
any room?
An Xbox.
Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, I'd always like to see a TV with an Xbox attached to it. That'd be pretty sweet. So I know that if I get bored, I can game in there.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do something.
This is so weird.
Okay, what's
what I
yours?
said? My wife. I
Windows.
turned to answer my wife, Heather.
Windows?
Yeah, Windows, because I don't know why, but I just love. It feels like it makes a room more open, and I don't feel as like claustrophobic.
Okay.
I don't know if it's claustrophobic, but you know.
Man, this is a toughie. Wow, I don't even know if I even have an answer. I got nothing. Nothing really comes to mind.
Just say chair, so you can have a place to sit.
I'm comfortable on the floor.
I don't have
Sit on
any.
the
Maybe you could say floor. So that
No wall hanging.
I mean, if you're going to be in the room forever, what would you want to be in there?
Oh man,
Me.
no.
Oh wait, no, that's your trip to
your
hell, I'm
computer
sorry.
with everything installed on it.
That is hell for me.
Whoa!
A stack
Stevie
of
bruh!
a stack of Les Mis comics
Oh my god.
or books.
Wow. I think I would have to say my Coheed and Cambria discography and a CD player. Just being in a room by myself. I mean, I can listen to their entire album, all their albums straight, and it tells me a story that gets me out of that room. So
A story to get out. Okay.
yeah.
That actually is legit. Cody and Cambria's, all their soundtracks are about a comic book they're
Are we
writing.
done now?
Yes, I think Showtime has the best answer, and y'all will see why.
Oh God.
Okay. So, for all the animals in the world that's most like you, that is how you think others see you. So, you think people see you as cuddly and raging.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
You think people see you as intelligent and mean.
That is so true.
That's right.
And people see you as a loaded white and black.
Yeah. That's
Oh God, I can't. That last one. What's that gonna be?
Okay, the domestic animal is how you see yourself. So you don't think you need attention.
That is wrong.
That's so wrong.
You
Steve
don't
is-
need attention, but you also want to cuddle.
All right.
Okay,
Kind of true though.
That's true.
you think people see you as easily excitable and funny. You like it when people are excited to see you. And what was yours? A ferret. I can't read what I
Because
wrote.
he needs his stink glands removed.
You did say that.
Give him this. The silencer.
Touche, Maggie. Touche.
Still going. Oh my god.
What were your answers though?
Oh, that's for the next one.
Oh,
That's the only one I answered because I was listening as they were doing it.
okay.
Are you ready for the next one?
Please, oh God.
Okay, for your favorite food one, which these two agreed with Chris Hardwick, but yours was just, it's good with everything. It's just good. And one bite is how you view sex.
it's good with everything.
I have a feeling that
So
the last
apparently
one
you
I
like
really
sex
should
and
have
beer.
said Heather.
Yeah.
Heather's was chocolate because it's good.
Yeah, love it.
Get a little bit intoxicated. Yeah.
Good.
They were talking about it last night at the
You
bachelor
guys hear that?
party.
Heather
About,
said that it's good. Not great.
they were talking about that last night at the bachelor party. Like, oh, what happens, when you drink and you end up having sex? And I was like, they're all like, oh, I'm like done, and then I pass out. I'm like, not me. I'm the opposite of that. We can say that for another podcast.
This was the only one I answered while it was being said, and I had two. One was orange chicken because it's sweet and it also has a little kick. And then pizza because even when it's bad, it's good and I can never turn it down.
Beth, you mink!
Wow.
Okay. And the room question is, that is your view on marriage.
In case you're wondering, Susan, you're doing
Wait.
So you always have something to do when you're bored.
Oh, that's good though, right? Now I have Heather.
So mine was an exit and a corner.
An exit.
A corner so she can feel safe.
Wow.
Yeah. I get that one.
Yours was open. So an open marriage is apparently what you see.
Wow.
What was Trex's?
A co-eating Cambrius, it's a story.
So
Yeah,
if
a
you want
story. What did I write? A story and something about being out.
Yeah, the music to help him find a way out.
Yeah.
Oh, so you,
Actually,
Way out
that's
marriage.
like the nicest one. So he wants his marriage to be an escape for him from the real world.
I want to
nice.
have fun with my marriage. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I don't want to be bored.
I don't know if open marriage is actually. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
I think yours is more of the freedom.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the exit, but a window would be nice.
Yeah. There's something I can.
Or maybe you just want an open, happy marriage that you can look at. I don't know.
I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna have to analyze myself on that one.
Mentally analyze my whole self on that thing over there.
Especially the one about removing
Stop
your-
it!
At least.
Oh, you did it to yourself. That is the best part. Unknowingly. Oh my god! I think we should just end the podcast here. It got better than this. Oh my goodness!
Lauren, who plays Maggie, her answer for the food one was a pineapple because it has a hard, prickly surface, and once you get past it, it's sweet and juicy.
Oh my god!
Well,
I think she's so hot.
yes.
And also,
Guys,
I
I need
learned
to go.
she's not actually British. She was born in New Jersey and was raised there until she was about 5 or 6. And then she went to England for a few years. And then she went to, like, Texas, I think. And then to Arizona, then to California.
Dear Lord.
So that accent, it must have been like a really drastic.
But
couple
she has
years.
family in England and she has family in the U.S. And I noticed it wasn't as heavy of a British accent on his interview. So I think she just cleans it up a little bit when she's doing, like, a real professional interview.
So I guess the Talking Dead isn't a real professional. I'm just kidding.
Either way, it's Chris, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Hardwick.
All right. All right. Okay. So.
Oh, wait. Our coworker, the one I want to know what his marriage view would be, was, what was it? It was like catfish stew or something because of the
Ugh.
nostalgia factor in his childhood.
Ooh, that's
That
Okay.
has like old school Freud written all over it. Sex and aggression.
we
Penis
you know what we should
envy.
do? Whenever we have someone new on the cast, if like someone's like missing or something, we should do this to them. It should be like the thing we do.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I like it.
You got me.
As long as they just don't see this ever, because then they can cheat.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what is our topic for the day?
Could be nerdy Christmas, but like even before all this, like I don't have any nerdy Christmas things. Like the only thing I have is when I got that globe for Christmas. It was a globe light. And I hope my mom doesn't watch this. Hi, Mom. I love you. I didn't know what to do with that when I was 12.
What? Now what's a globe light now?
It's a
Like a
light
the
that looks like
actual
a
globe?
and I got it for my birthday, or it was a birthday or Christmas. It was one of the two, and I didn't know what to do with it. That was it. Now and recently it's been, hey, can I get socks? Yes, socks. Oh, I got underwear. Oh, I got me and my cousin Isaac. We were in Colorado. I got pajama pants for Christmas. I was like, come on, pajama pants. Oh, pajama pants. Yeah, I really wanted.
Isn't that funny how much that flips? Like when you're a kid, you're like underwear, and when you're like 25, you're like underwear.
Yes, I got a toaster.
I don't have to go to Walmart and buy my own underwear.
My brother got me a toaster oven for Christmas last year, and I've only used it when I was living with my mom, I used it a whole bunch, and it's freaking. You toast everything in there. It was amazing. I loved it. And it had this little thingy at the bottom that caught all the crumbs. You could just take it, done, and it's clean. It's amazing. And
Technology.
my apartment right now doesn't have it's an older apartment, so it doesn't have the 3 prongs, so I have to go buy an adapter if I want to use it, but we don't have enough room for it either way. But oh man, that toaster is amazing. I can't wait to use it if I go somewhere else.
Have I ever told the Jurassic Park story
You were in Jurassic Park?
on the podcast?
I don't think so, because I don't know the Jurassic Park
The
story.
Christmas with Jurassic Park? I haven't told you that?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry if I've told this story before or not, but...
He's not sorry.
Sorry, not
All
sorry.
right, so there was one Christmas, right, where I was really young. I was like 8. Jurassic Park had just came out, right? And the only figure I had was Dr. Alan Grant. I had his figure. He had a bow and arrow.
No.
At the time, I didn't think to myself, he never used a bow and arrow in the movie. I just thought it was cool. And so they kept having commercials on the TV of the Jurassic Park Command Center. And it was like the main command center, and then they had the Jurassic Park gates. The gates is what got me. Those things open up, welcome to Jurassic. Like, that is, I was like, I gotta have that. And it came with a car, too. Like one of the cars. And I was like, this is what I want.
Didn't
and
the glass come off the top of the car? Or like the plastic
I
glass?
don't know. I'm not sure.
'Cause I feel like I remember that toy.
And I know that I read online, so it might be true, might not, but that the glass falling in on the kids in Jurassic Park, that the T-Rex...
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was.
supposed
Yeah,
to
we've
happen.
heard that story.
And so, like, that fear is general fear. And then Spielberg's just like, keep rolling. They're scared for reals. No, and so back then I thought to myself, if I think it, Santa knows it. Right? That's what I thought. And I didn't know.
So you're just too lazy to write a letter.
Right. Well, it's just what I thought. No one ever told me, so I just thought, if I think it, Santa knows it, or my parents will know I want it. I don't know why I thought that, so I was like, okay. And I never once told my parents that I wanted this. I just thought that either they didn't get it for me, Santa would, because I wanted it. And so, Christmas tree, under the Christmas tree, I was that kid that investigated the wrap gifts. Like I was, and so the light shined through one of the boxes, and I saw what looked like to be the gate attached to the fence of the Jurassic Park sign. I was like, oh my gosh, the Jurassic Park Command Center, this is it, I'm gonna be so excited. And like that Christmas, I waited to open that up for the last. I was like, this is gonna be the best. This is gonna be the Jurassic Park Command Center. This is gonna be awesome. Right? And so I get it and I'm tearing it open. And it was not the Jurassic Park Command Center. It was a train set to go around the tree every Christmas.
No.
And you can only use that at one point at one
Yes.
time of the year.
The problem is that I was devastated, and then my dad was like, I got that so we could have something to do. We could put the train around the Christmas every year. And I was, as a 28-year-old man, dealing with that, I'm hitting close to midlife, and
Shut up.
back then I was like, I'm not gonna do this with you. I wanted the Jurassic Park Command Center. I didn't say that, but I was like, yeah, Dad, sounds cool. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have, because the next year I had no interest in the train set. He probably put it up the next 2 years by himself, and that was it. It's like one of my biggest regrets in life is not like actually sitting down with him and putting that train set around the tree with him.
Aww.
And eventually we just stopped using it. I guess it got thrown away.
You should ask him if he has it. You can do it with Elena.
I'm not sure if he does or not.
Or just go buy one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And, he doesn't put a tree up now. He lives alone, so he's like, why don't I put a tree up? I come to your house for Christmas, so why don't I put a tree up? I'm like, yeah, all right.
Still.
Yeah, I know.
Buy one, but hey, Dad, come over here. Anyway, but yeah, I get it.
So I was devastated by that. I know my Christmas story is a really, really sad story, but
I used to do the same thing. When I found out when my parents kept their Christmas gifts, they had this like dresser thingy that was under the bed, like just single drawers or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went in there. It was like jackpot. Like all of them were in there. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm getting. And then I like hid, and then I had to pretend the next day. And they're like, you found them, didn't you? I didn't do a very good job. I was like, yeah. They're like, you were over there. Oh, you got mad at me. I was like, I'm sorry.
yeah, I do that with Heather sometimes. I don't look for them, but I guess them. She hates it. I do the same thing with movies, and she hates it.
Did you get that thing? Yeah, I just want to know that if you got that thing, that's stupid. I'm gonna take it back.
No, I actually really wanted it.
Yeah, that's a John Jay thing to do right there.
I always tell Heather, I was like, well, if you were going to get this is on sale at this place today.
Chop chop.
So, no, there was one Christmas I went looking for unwrapped gifts, and I found them. Found them all. And the guilt that slipped into my heart, I just could not deal, dude. I was like, I almost snitched on myself. Like, I was just like, I could not handle it. I was really young, and the Power Rangers movie had just came out, and they got me all the Ninja Rangers. Like, all of them. And I saw them all, and I was just like, this is going to be the best Christmas ever. I can't believe I just ruined it. And I just went in my room. And, that's the problem with going to these toy shows, is that I don't know what happened to Ninja Rangers, but there was one time where you're a teenager and you're just like, let's get rid of all my toys. I didn't go in the attic. I, like, gave them to people.
Yeah.
And I wish I just had an attic to put them in. Because now when I go to toy shows and I see, like, the Ninja Rangers for, like, $30 each, I'm just like, man, I need to bring back my childhood and get all those Ninja Rangers again.
I have a question. Speaking of attics and basements and whatnot and toys, remember all those Star Wars toys I gave you recently?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Oh, I sold them on eBay.
You didn't.
No.
I know you couldn't get rid of that Falcon because it has the door glued shut on it.
Yeah, no, they're in a huge Tupperware thing in our closet. Speaking of Christmas stories, Heather actually got furious because the tub with the Christmas items in it and the tub with all my Star Wars toys in it are the same thing. And so she thought she was getting Christmas ornaments, and instead she got the Falcon in her place.
Sorry. And an A-Wing and an Outrider.
Yeah, and the Outrider came with a Darth Rendar figure that had its face melted.
Yeah, sorry about that. And a helmet for another toy put on there.
Yeah.
That was from Wing Commander.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is the Jurassic Park thing. When we came up with this idea of stuff, I was just like, I wonder if I've told that Jurassic Park story before, because it's both like nostalgic and sad and funny all in one. So I was like, if I saw that Jurassic Park Command Center at a toy show, I'd probably buy it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like the one thing.
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was great.
Do you remember the dinosaur? It was like the T-Rex and another dinosaur, and you could take like his rib off.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But like you push the spine, and the side would like pop off.
Yeah.
I wanted that really bad.
I remember the Aliens toys, and they had like that one that had like that bucket in the back of it. It was a flying thing, and it had the bucket. You put like the alien in it, and it's like a capture thing for it. I don't know. I just love all those things.
I remember there was a kid. This is like not Chris related at all, but I was at a daycare, and there was a kid who had but we would always bring our action figures in, and we would use the blocks of the daycare to build like immense bases, and they were both on the left and right side. So like we'd alternate between good guys and bad guys, and like we'd all fight in the middle, and like we had the alien from Independence Day. And we like built a cage for it, like it was trapped in our base, and then it broke out, and the villains came. It was just, I don't know. That I have a, when you're a kid, you have spotty memory. I have like a perfect memory of that character being stuck, like that Independence Day figure being like in its cage, and then my long shot X-Men action figure, like fighting the guys trying to break it out. I don't know. And I also remember that we had dolls there, and they like.
So you had leave.
No, there were dolls, like actual dolls, that the girls play with in like houses, and they were anatomically correct. You take off your pants and there's a and I was like, this should. What is this?
This is like mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's my story. What do you got? Beth?
Well, being that nerds tend to have cats, I do remember when I was like 5, I really wanted a cat because we had a family dog. And my dad's like, well, we always went to my grandmother's Christmas afternoon. He's like, well, we're going to go ahead and go over there Christmas Eve and take the family gifts. I'm just like, okay. And it's an hour and a half ride. That's kind of dumb if you're going back for another hour and a half the next day. My grandmother got me a kitten. And it was so sweet. And I just remembered riding home with my dad on the way back. And he was so patient with me because I kept like, where do you think Santa is now, Dad? You think he's over in New York? He's like, yeah, he's probably over in New York heading towards Virginia the whole way back. He never got mad. I don't know how he was so patient with me.
Is he there yet? Is he there yet?
Where is he now? How about now?
He's probably over there in China. China loves their Santa.
And then like the next Christmas, they used to have these plastic doll houses that you could fold. And so you could like store them somewhere.
Right.
And I got one. And there's actually, my parents caught me a picture of me. And I'm like sliding in like that to it. And it was funny. I never used the dolls that came with it. I used my Barbies. And like their head would be above the middle level of the house. And my cat would sleep on the front porch of the dollhouse. But other than that, like, I'm a food and cooking nerd. I got a KitchenAid last Christmas, which I was really excited about.
Yeah. I made Beth come over today and separate the yolks and the whites. I now know that gooey stuff is called the whites. I always just
Because it
How many years is
was.
this now?
I always thought it was like the nickname.
What? His name is Greg?
Like, I don't know, like people call, because you don't call the yolks the yellow, like the yellows. Separate the yellows and the whites. You know, you don't do that.
That's laundry.
The whites have an actual name, just nobody knows what it is.
Oh.
No one in the world knows. There's an ancient book written about it.
And if oranges are orange, why aren't apples reds?
So, Trex.
Yeah.
The question is actually, why isn't red called apple?
There is an apple red Crayola Crayon.
There's also macaroni and cheese.
Bam.
Ugh. I'm one. Hopefully, my memory is actually correct on this. It's actually one of my. I still actually have this too. It was around the time my mom and dad separated, and
all right.
yeah, sorry.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
We've all had kind of sad Christmases.
it starts off sad, but it gets amazing. So, my father had an Atari system, the 2600.
Yeah.
One of the first ones out there, and we always played it. Then by the time we got separated, or even through time, of course, we lost it, or it was like shoved somewhere, and they never brought it out for me to play it. But it was around that time when they were getting a divorce. It was a Christmas. It was like this big box, and it was the biggest one because I'm the oldest, so I was like, I get the biggest present. So my sister can suck it.
Whoa! Everything's wrong with that statement. We're just not even gonna.
So I opened up this present, and lo and behold, it's the actual Atari 600 in its actual briefcase with all the games inside, and it was from my father. And it was like, I might not be there for you, but you can always have this to remember me by. So I now have this Atari 2600, hooked it up right there, ignored everything else for the rest of the day, and just played Missile Commander. It's it's an Atari. It's like super horrible graphics, but yeah, I still actually have my Atari in my office right there beside me. Just no TV to hook it up to, but I still have that connector though. So,
Nice.
But yeah, that's still my pride and joy to this day as my Atari.
All right, so just so we know, the egg white is the common name for the clear liquid, also called the albumin
I was looking that up too.
or the glare contained within an egg. In chickens, it is formed. Right now we're like drinking egg babies, chicken babies.
Delish.
Yeah, so
So,
It's chicken period.
I do have another
Take a
story.
sip of that.
it's
Would you rather?
no.
Stevie doesn't know how to do this game. Everything is like ridiculously gross and disgusting.
We should have a podcast dedicated to would you rather's, like, and just everybody spend a couple weeks figuring them out.
People are gonna watch and be like, why am I still watching this? Showtime, no. Why would you do that? Oh, he got raped in Korea. Never mind.
I have a similar gaming story. There was one Christmas. I can't remember how old I was. See, I dedicate, and this is like the saddest Christmas ever. Like, my childhood to me is like before my mom left my dad or after my mom left my dad. Like, I try to remember
Divorce kids.
where it fits in. And
All three of us.
I think it fits
I don't know about
in.
you.
What'd you say?
Your parents divorced too?
They've been married 43 years.
The three of us.
His was the worst.
Four of us.
Yeah,
Yay!
right?
Well, you don't count because you're on the video. Bam.
Your parents never
There's a
got
point
divorced
system.
because your parents never got married. Heather.
Well, let's not get all harsh like that. that was pretty brutal right there.
I
Big
know,
guy.
I'm just playing, Heather.
Equivalent.
It's okay.
and all
It's
It's gonna be a rough target trip right there.
I know.
Be a target trip.
No, but I got an N64 one year for Christmas, and it was back when games came with systems. Although the Nintendo has brought back the game with system thing,
Thank God.
but
No, I'll
it
also
was
buy
an
it.
N64 that came with Mario Kart,
Oh, you got that one.
and I was like that Nintendo 64 kid that's on YouTube that's famous. I was that kid. Like, I was just losing my mind. And then I'm like you, I just ignored everyone, and my brothers kept coming in. They were like, let me play. I was like, no, dude, I only have one controller. Well, I was like, no, go buy a controller, and then maybe we'll talk. Like, they were like old teenagers in high school, and I was just like, we're like 10 and 8 years apart. And I was just like, get out of my room. And like, and he was like, let me play Mario. I was like, no, go buy a controller. It's Christmas, nothing's open. I don't care. You should have told Dad to got another controller, but you didn't. So I'm playing Mario Kart alone. I already found the cave in the beach level that sends me halfway across the map and wins every time. Except for when you miss the hole. That was the worst. You know what I'm talking about in Mario Kart?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's terrible when you miss it.
You honestly know what I'm talking about in Mario Kart 64, the beach level?
Yeah.
You had to use a boost and you shut up, but if you missed, you were done. It's just like in real life.
Use a boost and you miss.
Awkward.
Well, similar story with the N64 is actually one of my best summers. Rich Northeast, their choir room is going through remodeling, and my mom's job was actually doing the AC work, and she got my grandfather and me to work. That we had to we swept up, we wiped some stuff down that entire summer, and it was like 3 months of me working with my grandfather doing hard labor. Absolutely loved it. And what I loved it even more was that I used that was like my first paycheck when I was maybe 14, 15 years old. Use that paycheck to buy an N64 with Super Mario World.
Nice.
I never
Yeah.
had Super Mario World.
No,
I
you know
had
what?
GoldenEye.
I didn't either. I had Mario Kart. Like, I just never got it because my dad. I only had. Okay, I could probably tell you the list of N64 games I actually own right now from my childhood. I had
Do we
Banjo-Kazooie.
really need to list them?
Banjo-Kazooie was incredible. Like, I just loved it. I had Cruisin' USA. I didn't have Cruisin' or Cruisin' the World. I had Cruisin' USA.
USA was good.
And I had, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a truck racing game that my mom got. And I was just, so I guess my mom was around.
Off-road? No, not.
Yeah, off-road,
No,
yeah.
it was- yeah. So that
was a good one.
Yeah, and I think that was really it. I don't.
And-
and the best N64 game to ever exist, Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, I was talking about Star Fox.
I was gonna say Super Smash Brothers.
I had Super Smash Bros. As well.
Yeah, I did
yes. And I don't remember.
You never had Star Fox 64?
I definitely played it. I remember playing through it like
I had that
8
too.
times. I think I might have swapped cartridges because back then that's what you did when you were in school. You swapped cartridges with your friends, and I think that's what I did. I think I swapped Smash Brothers with somebody for Star Fox, and we swapped. And
Favorite game for me, WCW versus NWO.
They were
Revenge.
so good back then.
They were so good.
Diamond Dallas Pageman. When I unlocked him, he was like the only character I used.
Same.
you
Same.
know, it's me. It's Stevie B.
No.
you weren't a wrestler, Steve.
No.
You guys don't know that. I could have been a wrestler.
No,
No.
Beth, you think I could have been a wrestler? in my
From the
past?
story you told me about Mario
No.
Kart, I know you weren't a wrestler. Sorry.
Well, F you guys. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. I remember in Banjo-Kazooie, spoilers if you never played it, at the very end, right, you beat the witch, and you knock her off the mountain, and she falls to the very first part of the game.
Very violent, yes.
Yeah, and the rock falls on top of her, but the rock moves like she's trying to get out. And I just remember like walking around this rock and trying to do something, because I was like, something's got to happen from here, and nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. It's just there until Banjo-Tooie comes out. Now, I've never played Banjo-Tooie, the sequel. I heard it was almost as good. And it's on Xbox, but it's $20. I'm just $20 to play an N64 game. I'm better off just going to buy an N64 than buying Banjo-Tooie.
Speaking
for $20
of
more.
Buying old games that probably haven't been remastered, who remembers Sony's announcement that Final Fantasy VII was coming to
PS4?
PS4?
Yeah, I forgot. That's something we need to talk about. That was the best internet troll of 2014. The best troll in general. This is what. Okay, so everybody's dying. Do you know what Final Fantasy is? Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy VII it's considered the best Final Fantasy, and everyone is chomping at the bit for a remake. But they've remade ones like Final Fantasy X, and they keep remastering ones that people are okay with, but they don't do this. And so they made an announcement that Final Fantasy VII was coming to the PS4, and everybody lost their mind. They were like, yes, we're going to have an updated, remastered Final Fantasy VII. No, it was the PS1 classic in its original form is coming to the PS4.
I thought it was
everyone has square faces and arms.
I thought it was the PC port.
Yeah, it's the PC port. Yeah, sorry, it's the PC version of the game coming to PS4. There's nothing updated about it. It doesn't look any better. Everybody was like, whoa. What? At least with Resident Evil, right? They keep re-releasing this Resident Evil remake. At least with each re-release of Resident Evil, there's some kind of updatedness to it. Because they're putting out the original Resident Evil, the remake they did on GameCube. They're putting that out on Xbox One and PS4 and 360 and PS3 in a high-def res version. They can look, this is what it looked like on GameCube. This is what it looks like now, and there's a significant difference.
GameCube.
There's no significant difference with 7 and the port to PS4. And it's just you're putting it on PS4, but you're doing nothing to it. Square Enix, I literally hate you.
Yeah, they said that they're not going to do it. They're not going to remake it until something else sells better than it and gives them a reason to remake it. That
to me says that's a reason to remake it. Look, there's at least 2 people sitting in this room that if they remade Final Fantasy VII, they would buy it again.
Who? I'm just kidding.
Right? I mean,
I'd have to get a PS4.
Yeah.
I'd have to get a PS4, but
Final Fantasy VII came out,
if they release on the PC, you'd buy it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if I'd like that on the PC. Oh, I could just put my controller up to it. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah.
Well, with Final Fantasy VII, the hype killed it for me. All my friends played it and talked about it, and I was into the JRPGs at the time, but I just stayed away from Final Fantasy because I played Final Fantasy when it was back on Super NES, on the cartridge suckers. Final Fantasy VII came out, everybody played it, and it wasn't for me.
It was incredibly good, but I'm still saying my favorite RPG was Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, high five, buddy! God,
yes.
yes.
Have that.
It's
what?
Incredible.
I have it on PlayStation.
It's so good.
This is the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I have the PlayStation.
Look for us on Twitch. We'll be playing.
Absolutely love that game.
So good. I was so mad when that first death happened. I spoiled it for myself by buying a guide.
Did you ever play Xenogears?
No, I've heard that's really good. And then when I finally heard I was going to get it, it's like $200, and I'm like, it may be good, but it's not $200 good.
Yeah, it's still one of the highest expensive PlayStation games.
I remember when there were 2 games that I bought that were over $60, and they were older games that I spent a lot of money on. One, when that person traded Marvel vs. Capcom 2 into GameStop, and I paid $80 for it.
Oh, that's actually sitting on my shelf right over there.
2, Final Fantasy VII, when it was $60 again at a place in Colorado. I went and bought it.
I remember you telling me that.
For everything, it was like $80. It was $60 for the game. The console with a memory card and and controllers was $20. So I spent $80 and got Final Fantasy VII and all that. So
I remember in high school, someone had. We were in RGC in high school, and we take bus trips all over the place, and someone had bought the Because the PS2 was big, it been out for a couple years, but they had just released the PS1, the really tiny PS1.
Oh yeah,
that had the screen and the battery pack, so we'd be back in the back of the bus, like playing PlayStation games. Do you remember that, Heather? When Andre bought that?
No.
Oh, well, no.
Cool enough for the back of the bus.
You're right. You weren't.
I was, and I was a freshman. Sorry, just
They
kidding.
set my blanket and told me I should probably take it home and wash it.
I was in band. It was a whole thing.
That's pretty gross, Heather.
It's your friend.
That's the parents' joke.
That's for cool kids.
All right. So,
I wish that.
anything else you want to talk about? I want to call it. It's been a little over an hour.
I haven't even looked.
It is, but we
If
started-
you're wondering, this whole podcast is Showtime wearing shorts. Yes, I am. They're lifeguard trunks. So
if anybody turned it off early, they're like, "Wow, he was sitting there in his underwear the whole time, and nobody said anything about it."
thank you for sticking through, and you're welcome.
You're like, "Ugh."
Well, it's also the end of the year as well. And I don't think we're gonna have a New Year episode.
Yeah, I mean, we might. I mean, the 30th. I don't know. I was going to talk to you guys off air about the next time we record. I kind of want to start scheduling the next recording at the end of the recording. That way, we all know and we're all good, and we can. All
This
play.
is not something they need to know about.
Exactly. So we may have. What do you want to say?
Well, I was gonna say your one thing that you loved about 2014.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, we could do that the next. We'll do it next cast.
Okay, fine.
Irregardless, it'll be right at the beginning of the year. So,
Everybody moan. Ah!
So we can talk about it. All right, so we'll call it there.
Yep.
Okay.
Rainbow Dash shoes.
She does have rainbow. Put your feet up, so people can see if they're watching. If you're listening, you have to, if you're listening, you have to go watch the video. Wow, what have you been stepping in? No, I'm just kidding.
Egg whites.
Sure. No, that's going to be Heather in the kitchen when she goes in there because they are everywhere. All right, so that's it. Thank you for joining us for our Christmas downer special.
Yeah. Yay, Christmas.
Yay, broken family.
2 Christmases.
Exactly. You know, my dad did tell me one time, pretty recently, he goes, you know, I bought you all this stuff for Christmas. You know, I spent hundreds of dollars on you, and you were happy with it, but you would get a card from your mom in the mail for $50, and you would lose your mind. And I was just like, I'm just gonna start giving him money, because that's apparently what wins his heart. But to me, the $50 represented like what I could get that Santa didn't bring me. That makes sense. Like
Yeah, everybody goes with gift cards now.
Like I used the $50 to get one year to get the Ninja Megazord. That's a Christmas story I could tell real quick before we end. I know we're just about to end, but I remember when the Power Rangers. This is right when the Power Rangers first came out. I got the Ninja. I actually got this for Christmas. The Ninja Megazord for Christmas from the Power Ranger movie, and the Falcon Zord to go on the back, so like you can fly in your Megazord around. The movie just came out. You're on Cloud 9.
Oh man,
And,
yeah.
and then the TV show introduced the same Zords in a different way, and so I don't know if it told. Anyway, there's they packaged that too, and so there was like a movie package of the Zords and a TV show package of the Zords. The exact same toys, nothing different. Just one was like a blue package, one was like a black package, but you open up the same stuff inside, identical. Well, I was that kid that was like, is yours the movie one or the TV one? And the kid was like, oh, the one, I think it's the TV one. And he showed, I was like, ha, I got the movie one, man. Yours is lame. I got a TV. I got the movie one. It's cooler. And I was just like, wow, I was totally that kid. It's the same exact toy. And I was that kid about the Ninja Megazord. And okay, so on that note, we'll end the show with Stevie B being a dick to little kids. So
As usual, he's a bear.
that's right. That was me raging. All right, I am Stevie B.
Beth.
Passive aggressive Beth
Showtime.
and Trex.
And we're Nerds Apocalypse, and we're out.